Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. My name is of course Danion, and welcome to my guide on how to collect the most amount of mounts in World of Warcraft. This is going to be the very first episode in this. There are going to be a lot more guides. We're going to be doing it very detailed, very comprehensive, but also hopefully quote fast. Most likely that quote is going to be massively in place because at some point there's going to be a 30-minute video and you're going to be like, what the fuck? But most likely that is going to happen. Needless to say, if that happens, I will try my best to make them short as possible, but I want you guys to know exactly where you can find something and why, for example, something is difficult or not. So how exactly will we be doing that, you might be asking? Well, the way I wanted to do it is we're going to be taking different categories per expansion, per release, so to say, from World of Warcraft, and we'll be looking at them separately. So for example, I have like a whole list written down here. There's actually quite some work into these videos. We're going to be looking at reputation rewards, we're going to look at world drops, raids, achievements, sellable items, events, vendor only, for example like the spider mount in Legion, and quest rewards. So for example, in this video we will be taking a look at Classic, so that's the very earliest version of World of Warcraft, and the main factions that basically have the major portion of the amount of mounts that you can buy. I'm thinking that it's like 70 or 75 plus in total. So that's basically a major chunk of where your start comes from, and they're actually quite easy to get. It's just that you have to do it. You know, everything in this game is that you have to do it, and especially the raid ones are. That is a mountain. I am flying right into that one. Now I'm gliding over it. Everything is so well planned. Let me guess, another mountain. Oh no, this is actually going quite well. Oh, would you look at that? That's awesome. It's planned. So we'll be looking at the reputation rewards from Classic. We will not be looking at Stratholme. We will not be looking at the Temple of Ankarai, because those are on a different category, because those are raids and dungeons, instances basically. So hopefully this will give you a quick insight on how easy it is to collect these. And I will be also looking, for example, on what is the best way to collect these. For example, now that we're going to be looking at the reputation rewards, you might be thinking, oh, then I have to do all kinds of quests. You know, and there are like a lot of factions, and Horde and Alliance actually does work together in collection, so you have to be doing a lot of quests from all different factions in order to get them. However, if you're thinking like, you know, you might want to get that Lawmaster achievement at one point, or maybe even the exploration or even the quest achievement, well, this is your time to do it. However, I will be also looking at a little thingy like these over here. These are these are tabards, so to say, and if you read what it does, these tabards actually give you a standing. That is a wall. I made it. These tabards actually give you reputation when you enter a dungeon. Now, for example, in Classic, there is a dungeon, Stratholme, which is actually not too far where we are from now, and that is where a mount drops. These tabards going into that dungeon will give you reputation for every faction that you have it equipped. For example, I can equip my Ironforge tabard, go in there, kill mobs, kill bosses, and I actually get reputation towards that faction. You know, basically hitting two flies with one stone. And throughout these guides I will be looking for many different ways in order to kinda cheese your way through there in order to make it a little bit easier. Alright, now that the introduction is out of the way, let's get cracking to it, shall we? That's my way of being hip and cool, because I'm already old. So, where we want to start is, we're just simply going to start off in Stormwind, because that's just the easiest, and then we're going to go off all the factions. We're going to do Alliance first, because Alliance, and then we're going to go for the Horde. One thing that is very interesting to note is that the vendors for the tabards are always close to the main city fly path, fly point, whatever you want to call it. They're always in a very close vicinity. That is for the Exodar. Yeah, for the Exodar too, literally standing next to it, like literally the closest one, I believe, like literally like the NPC next to it. Ironforge is the same, Adonis is the same, and for the Horde side it's the same as well. So if you want to buy the tabard from there, or for a, you know, a cloak, they kind of cloaks for transmog or something, just go to the fly point and they will be very close. Anyway, this is where you want to go. He is standing right there. That is where you want to buy the cloak if you want to get reputation by farming. One thing that is of note that is very interesting to know is that with the introduction of patch 304, could be later, there is a extra vendor here. This was with the introduction of the Burning Crusade, but I'm going to mention it in this guide as well because we're talking about all the faction rewards and that stuff. You can here now buy all these flying mounts, and for the blue ones you need to be level 60, and for the epic ones you need to be level 70. Now it doesn't look like that you need a reputation for them, but since we are literally talking about the major factions and where you can collect anything, I do want to mention them briefly, because the moment you're level 70, and I'm guessing that most people that are watching here are 110, and maybe you haven't got any of these mounts yet, hopefully, you know, this would give you the idea of like, oh damn, I can buy those. So just like a little heads up that this guy is here as well and sells 7 mounts basically for free. Where you want to go for Stormwind to buy the mounts is kind of out of the way. It is actually inside Elwing Forest and literally on the border of Retreat Mountains. It's the East Vale logging camp that is right over here. The first time when I was playing Alliance, I had no idea where I could get my horses. We're talking about way back. But this is where you can get them, and you can... Let's see. Then we are gonna go to... Yeah, let's go to Ironforge, easy. Again, the vendors are straight at the flight point. Nomergan and Ironforge are literally standing next to each other, so that's pretty easy. Just buy the tabards and you're done. Then we want to head out the Ironforge into Dunmorrow. Over here you have like a little house called Steel Grill's Depot. This is where you can find the Mecha Striders, or whatever those weird electrical steampunked chocobos are there called. I don't like them, they're dumb. Anyway, you can buy them there once you get exalted, obviously. And here at the Ember Steel Ranch, which is a little bit of the path. On the video you will see where you need to be, how the ranch looks like. This, and inside the little hut that you can see over there, is where you will need to buy the rams. Well, that basically sums it up for this part of the world. Then we have to go all the way to the other side. We have to go to Kalimdor, and we have to go to these 2 islands over here. Well, the easiest one to do is... yeah, let's do Teldrassil. The easiest one to do is Teldrassil, because in here you can actually get 2. Once again, at the flight point there are 2 quartermasters, 2 vendors, 1 for Gilneas and 1 for Darnassus. Now, the Cenarian Enclave over here, on this little corner, as you can see in the video right now, is where you can buy the cats from Darnassus. Here in the Howling Oak, it is not in the Howling Oak, but it is close to the Howling Oak. It is on the outside over here, which you can see in the video once again, is a little girl standing, and she sells 2 horses that are available when you get exalted with the Gilnean faction. That is where you can buy those 2 horses. Now, horses actually look kind of cool. I kind of like those. And then we go for the last major faction on the Alliance side, which is in the Exodar. And once again, at the flight point, you will be able to find the quartermaster standing right next to it. And then you have to walk all the way outside. If you follow my mouse, you have to go up this massive ramp over here. And then you walk in this destroyed corridor all the way on the outside. Oh, all the way on the outside. And then over here, on this area over here, it's not really that detailed, unfortunately, on the map. But on this area over here is where you can find the Elags, the weird-looking tusk thing elephants, and they are from the Draenei. Alright, and welcome to the Horde side. Well, my character was actually in Thunderbluff, so I'm just gonna start with Thunderbluff because that's the easiest. If you're looking for the tabard for Thunderbluff, it's actually quite easy to find. There's a massive totem in the middle of this giant ass rock, so to say. And right at the flight point, once again, there is a giant Tauren, brave to hoe, and he sells the Thunderbluff tabard. And for the mount vendor of Thunderbluff, you want to be at the Bloodhoof village, which is just a little bit down the road. And well, basically it's on the north side of it. It's a pretty open area. There is a big Tauren, Harp Clawhoof, and he sells the big Kodos. Also pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And for the Darkspear Trolls, you want to head over to Durotar. And you want to go to the Senjin village, which is on the border over there. Once again, close to to the flight point, and over here you will find the raptor handler. These are really cool. I always like these ones. It's a shame that Alliance only has one version of a raptor, unfortunately, because they're really cool. And for the Darkspear Troll Quartermaster, we actually have to go to Orgrimmar, which is handy because we need to be there anyway for the other Quartermasters. The only one that is actually not here is Silvermoon and the Undercity. The rest is everything on Durotar. That's quite, or in basically Durotar, but what I mean is Kalimdor. So it's actually quite easy. And for possibly the most easiest Quartermasters of them all is in Orgrimmar itself. You have the Darkspear Quartermaster standing right here. You have the Orgrimmar Quartermaster standing right here. And you have the, how are they called? Bilgewater? Yeah, I always keep them mixed up, but the Bilgewater Cartel are literally standing over here. Basically, you have all of them in a very, very easy location, let me put it that way. For the Orc Vendor, for the wolves, you have to go on this side of the map. It's literally below this red building over here. Well, they're all kind of red, but it's below this one. It's on the left side of the Valley of Honor, over here. To make it easy, this is the Hunter's Hall. This is where you can train. You know, this is where all the training dummies are, and it's like right behind there, as you can see over here. And then you talk to this guy over here, and he will be able to sell you the dogs from there. And the vendor for the Goblin Trikes can be found over here, like literally in the most southern western corner of Orgrimmar. Rather difficult to miss, so to say. It's like right here, and you can easily spot them by the trikes that are standing over here. And then you have Carl Worthaton who sells them. So they're quite easy to find. Then you want to get over to Silvermoon or either Undercity. The nice thing is there are actually ships over here. Or is this the one to Undercity? That's Borean Tundra. We don't want that. You can actually take one of the ships over here, or the Zeppelins, and actually go to Undercity straight there. And in Undercity is a portal that teleports you to Silvermoon straight away, so you can buy the tabard there as well. In this case, Horde definitely has it easier than the Alliance. And here we are in the Undercity, and literally right next to the flight point over here is the Quartermaster for the Undercity, where you can buy the Undercity tabard. However, if you want to buy the horse, you want to go a little bit to Tirisfal Glades. You want to go to Brill, so we're going to go there next. That's where you can buy the horses. So now that we are in Brill, you kind of want to be like right in here where my mouse cursor is, basically under the L's. It's impossible to miss, it's just an open area. It's like a lot of horses in one row. This guy over here sells the horses. He's the horse merchant Zachariah Post. And he will be able to sell you the horses when you got exalted with the Undercity, and another 7 mounts in the pocket for you. And for our final and last part of the Horde side major factions is of course Silvermoon. And if you have never played Horde, or you're just starting out or whatever, there is actually a very nice orb that you can click that automatically transports you from the Undercity to Silvermoon without needing to walk all the way over there or fly all the way over there. What you want to do, you want to go to the Undercity itself, obviously, but do not go inside the Undercity. You want to stay on the outside, and this is basically the destroyed open area. So you don't want to be on the left, you want to be on the right side of it. So that's this side. Basically where the crack, oh no, there's also a crack there. Basically on this crack of the wall, and over here is an orb of translocation. And if you click on that, it says you're mounted. If you click on that, you translocate, boom, and you will end up in Silvermoon. So once you're translocated to the Silvermoon, quite a beautiful city, you have to walk all the way outside until you come out of that major door over there, and then walk to the Quartermaster that is standing over here. This is basically the one where you have to run the farthest. Then again, we had 3 other ones that are very close by, so you know, you can't have everything. Over here you can buy the Silvermoon tabard, once again very close to the Flight Master. And if you want down that road, you will eventually end up with the vendor for the, well, bird mounts. Basically, that is it for this guide. As I said, we're just gonna take a look at everything that's needed with achievements. This means that certain things that are gated behind quests I have not done in this guide. That will be done for a later date, for a later video I mean. As you can see here, this is where you can buy all the chocobo bird thingies. They look kind of nice, kind of cute. So the next video most likely will be about the raid and dungeon that is available in Classic, or it's going to be about the quests that people can do and then are rewarded with a mount. For example, there are a couple of quests that require you to become exalted with a faction, but they are gated behind a quest chain that are written on a daily basis. That means I didn't do it in this video because all these things can be done in one go. Questing is I want to do it in a separate video so that it can take all the quests that are available for this expansion or next expansion or whatever in one separate video. And I personally think that is a better way, because then you actually have some categories where you can choose from. As I said, different categories will make it easier to categorize different aspects of every expansion. As I said, questing, achievements, dungeons, world drops, vendors, keep on going. That is why that way you're gonna have very compact, it's already 15 minutes this video, but you're gonna have compact videos of one category instead of having different things going crisscross through each other, and at one point you and me are literally just gonna lose track of where we actually are. I know that there are some things that I could have done in this video, for example the guild mount that is literally in Stormwind next to the other vendors, or the other quests that are in Guru Crater, or in whatever that is up, Winter Spring over there. Those are indeed exalted, well, reputation based mounts, so to say, but they are locked behind a quest that is locked behind a daily basis, as to where these can be done every single moment of the day. It doesn't matter how many you do, you can run into a dungeon, you can run all the old classic dungeons over and over, and at one point you're just going to be exalted because you murdered so much stuff, you know? That is why I wanted to have that separated. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy it, I hope that you learned something from it. In all honesty, for a lot of people this information is going to be extremely basic, and most people already know this. Then again, I see a lot of people, I've obviously been doing my research into this, I've written down a lot, and maybe I even missed something, you know, out there. If there is something that I missed, please let me know in the comments and I can try to correct it and to try to do even better research in the next videos, but please do it in a nice nice way instead of like raw and nuclear explosions and all that kind of stuff. But when I was checking on YouTube for certain things that I didn't know, there are always comments like, hey, how do I get this or how do I get that? So there is a general request out there for certain basic things which I thought the majority of the people knew, because I kind of, it's not that I call myself like a massive librarian on this game, but I know a great deal about it, you know, and what for me is extremely basic and standard information could very well be to someone else like oh, I didn't know that. And there are actually quite some people out there, so if this was information that you already knew, I'm sorry about that, but hopefully in the next video, or maybe even in the next one, I might be able to explain something to you that you didn't even know. So, you know, I'm just gonna make it very broad and very big. It's gonna be from basic to beginner to pro, and hopefully in the end, you know, that we have collected absolutely everything. So this was the video. Tomorrow there's going to be another one, either questing or achievements or drops. One of those. I hope that you enjoyed it, and keep on winning, guys. Let me know how many mounts you got. See ya.